So continuing on, this video is going to cover questions 16 through 30. So this was number 16. We have nickel sulfate. So once again, the symbol for nickel is Ni, and it's +2. Sulfate is SO4, -2. They add to 0. The oxidation numbers do. So this one we just stick together, Ni, SO4. On number 17, we have ammonium and nitrate. Polyatomic ion ammonium, so it's NH4 +1. Nitrate is also polyatomic, so it's NO3 -1. The oxidation numbers add to 0, so this one you just stick all together. You don't combine anything. It's NH4 NO3. You leave it just like it is. Ammonium nitrate. Mercury 2 bromide, and again the "ide" ending was always a clue that we're going to have an element here. So mercury is Hg. We know it's positive, and the Roman numeral tells us which one, +2. Bromide means bromine, that's Br. It's -1. So this one we do have to do a cross because they don't add to 0. So the 2 will come down here, the 1 will come over here. And so when we're finished, we have Hg. We don't write 1s, so it's just Hg, but we do need Br with a 2 following it. We have nickel sulfate, which I think is a repeat from one we just had, so we know the practice is good. Nickel is Ni +2. Sulfate is SO4 -2. They add to 0, the oxidation number, so it's just popping them together. Ni, SO4. '20, we have ammonium nitrate. I think we just did that one. So it's NH4 +1, NO3 -1. They add to 0. This is where practice makes perfect. So again, NH4, NO3. 21, silver bromide. Again, the "ide" ending is a clue. So silver is Ag +1, bromine Br -1. Remember that "ide" is an element, so it's bromine. They add to 0. So we just pop them together. Ag, Br. Oops, pin kicked out on me. There we go. For 22, we have barium chloride. Barium is Ba plus. This one I actually have to look up myself because I can't remember it. I believe barium is a +2. Chloride means chlorine, the element, Cl -1. So they don't add to 0, so we're going to have to do a cross. The 2 will come here, the 1 will come here. So when we put them together, we have Ba, we don't write 1s, Cl2. So for 23, we have sodium carbonate. Sodium is Na +1. Carbonate is CO3 -2. So again, since the oxidations don't add to 0, we're going to do a cross. So the 1 will come down here. The 2 will come over here. So we will have Na2 CO3, we don't need to write a 1, don't need to put a parenthesis around it because we're not doubling it up or anything. So it's Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. Calcium iodine, remember that "ine" ending is also an element clue. So we have calcium +2, iodine -1. The oxidation numbers don't add to 0, so we need to cross. And when we put them together, we have Ca. We don't need to write 1, but I2. For 25, we have iron. 2, we know it's plus, so it has to be plus 2. The "ide" ending means chlorine, so that's Cl minus 1. They don't add to 0, so we know the 2 will come over here, and the 1 will come down here. So we will have Fe. We don't write 1, but we do have Cl. We do write the 2. Remember, chemists don't like to write things that they don't have to, and 1s are something you don't ever write. FeCl2, iron 2 chloride. For 26, we have calcium chlorate. Symbol for calcium is Ca. Oxidation is plus 2. Chlorate, polyatomic, ClO3 minus 1. Plus 2 and minus 1 don't add to 0, so we know the 2 is coming out over here. The 1 will come down here. So we have Ca, no writing of 1, but we have ClO3. We know a 2 is going to be out it, but so we have to double the whole thing. So we're going to put that one in parentheses. And calcium chlorate. 27, we have hydrogen sulfide. Again, the "ide" is an element, so we have hydrogen plus 1. Sulfide means sulfur. That's minus 2. So in this one, we can see a cross happening, but they don't add to 0. So, and then when we put it together, we have H2S. We don't need to write the 1. H2S, hydrogen sulfide. This is the smelly stuff you smell when you pass gas, or you smell at a hot springs, or any of that volcanic stuff. 28, potassium nitrate. So potassium is K plus 1. Nitrate, polyatomic, NO3 minus 1. They add to 0, so we just stick them together. K, NO3. 29, barium oxide. Barium is Ba. That would be, I believe, barium is plus 2. Oxide, the "ide" ending means oxygen, the element, so that would be O. It's minus 2. They add to 0, so we just put them together. BaO. Barium oxide. 30, we have aluminum carbonate. So aluminum is Al, it's plus 3. Carbonate, polyatomic, CO3 minus 2. Okay, so plus 3 minus 2 do not add to 0, so we know the 3 is coming down here. The 2 will come over here. So when we put them together now, we have Al2, we have CO3, we have a 3 out here. But since we need 3 units of that, so we'll put that in parentheses. So it's Al2 with carbonate, CO3, parentheses 3. Aluminum carbonate.